Hello, Marcel.
Hello? Hello, good evening, everybody.
How are you?
Nice to meet everybody.
Nice to meet you too.
Great.
Meet you too.
All right.
Okay, Marcel, the members present at this meeting are the founders of the Steps into Space Association. Okay?
Okay.
Nice.
Please, I want you to permit me. I want to turn off my video because it seems like my network is dragging back a little bit. So just turn it off like this. Okay. All right. So I would like to introduce myself first, and I also have some presentations to make through slides. So first of all, my name is Mira Kuchibuza Marcel, and I am the Chief Scientific Officer of Pan African Citizen Science E-Lab from Nigeria. So permit me to, you know, share some slides about the project. Okay, about last year, there was a mission by NASA uh, to to deflect an asteroid in case if our planet is on a collision course with an asteroid. I don't know if any of you were aware of that mission. It's called the DART mission. Hello? Are you there?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, great. So the DART mission is one of the methods that NASA has come up while being the technology and the method that NASA has come up to deflect a dangerous asteroid in case of that. So, and our work is to discover asteroids, both dangerous ones or those ones that are not dangerous. So, I'm going to present our project here. So, in our first project, we have asteroid research and other programs. Then we have, in the second one, we have astro image processing. And in the third one, we have uh, web telescopes. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry for the interruption.
It's
So,
okay.
okay, so in our organization, we run what we call citizen science. Okay, citizen science are those kind of sciences, those kind of uh, astronomy um, activities that individuals can contribute to. Okay, mostly in scientific research, it is mostly people that have qualification or are experts in that. But in citizen science, you can contribute to scientific discoveries and so on and so forth. So, and we have a lot of them. Some of them are complete. Some of them we are still developing. So the ones that we have completed is the asteroid hunting, and it is the foundation of our activity at Pascal Lab. So in the first project, let me make this bigger. In the first project, under our 1.0, we have asteroid hunting. It's also part of planetary defense. Then we have space competitions and space arts. So this is the map of the solar system. I want us to understand why we search for asteroids. About 5 billion years ago, the solar system was formed. So after the formation of the sun, the planets started to form. And after the formation of the planets, there were leftovers. And those leftovers clustered around here, and those leftovers, you can also call them asteroids. They clustered around this asteroid belt, while some also clustered around these Kuiper belts. But the ones that are of interest to us are the ones that clustered around here. Now, left on their own, they are stable in their orbits about the sun. But due to the massive size of Jupiter, because in physics, the more the mass, the higher the gravitational pull. So because of that, Jupiter exerts its influence on the belt and changes their orbit, changes their direction about the sun. And so when that happens, the asteroids are bound to collide with themselves, or when they change direction, they will start to crisscross the orbits of these inner planets, which are shown in white. And when that happens, these asteroids are bound to collide with these planets. So Mercury, Mars, Venus, and Earth. So, but for us humans, we are living on Earth. When the asteroids collide with us on Earth, it can destroy a city or even can destroy the entire planet, depending on on the size of the asteroid. So that is why we engage in planetary defense. We engage in discovering this in these asteroids. So these are the images, the image of asteroids that have been discovered so far. About 1 million asteroids have been discovered and cataloged by NASA. And most of the discoverers are citizen scientists. And one beautiful thing about this is whatever you discover, you name them. Asteroids are also named after heroes. If you make a lot of contributions to science, maybe if you win a Nobel Prize, or maybe you did something very significant, NASA will name you after an asteroid. But for our activity, you discover the asteroid by yourself, and in due time, it will get named by you. So these are some of the asteroids that have been discovered so far. These green dots, those ones in green, are the near Earth asteroids. Those are the ones that come very close to Earth. About 66 million years ago, um, during the days of the dinosaurs, dinosaurs are animals. They dominated their world as of that time, the way humans are dominating now. But they are animals, and they didn't have a space program. So when the asteroid came, landed on Earth, and destroyed their lives and the lives of other animals existing in that period. So you can see how dangerous asteroids can be. And of recent, asteroid fell in Russia in 1908. This area here is the size of London, although it is not showing the full scale of the place. It's a thick forest with the size of London. When it landed, because of the heat of the event, it vaporized all the trees and possibly all the life forms from this place and turned it into a desert. So that is it. And this happened in 2013 in the daytime, 1:52 afternoon. An asteroid landed in Russia. Uh, it landed in a remote area. I mean, very far from the city. But the shock wave of the event traveled across Russia, and the nearby cities were affected. It um, destroyed buildings and injured about 1,500 persons. So that is how dangerous asteroids can be. And of recent, this happened in 2020. A man was in his home, and all of a sudden, he heard a loud voice that pierced through his. Sorry, when he heard the loud voice, he came out of his house and he saw this hole on his roof. So he discovered that a rocky object has fallen from the sky and landed on the floor. Luckily for him, he buyers came from the U.S. and they bought it for 2.5 million US dollars. He became a millionaire overnight. So a man becomes millionaire after meteorite falls through his roof. The man builds caskets. He's a poor carpenter in Indonesia. So, so even participating in our project will make you to be aware of this in case it happens around you or in your country. You can profile an idea, assuming that he doesn't know or maybe doesn't have a knowledge of this, or somebody deceived him, or by telling him that this is just an ordinary rock, he could have just made away with it. And I read that he almost threw it away. I read, I read it. So you can browse that. You can just browse an Indonesian man meteorite. Just Google that. You will see this news. He almost concluded dishing it out, but some good people came by and bought it from the US. Then this is an asteroid that landed in 2022. NASA tracked it. It was tracked by NASA. Uh, but luckily for us, it didn't land in a city. However, before it landed, NASA discovered it just 2 hours, few hours before it landed. And luckily, it didn't land in a city. Ordinarily, it would have landed in a city or in a populated area and killed so many people. So you see how dangerous it is. It's a very dangerous phenomenon. There are observatories across the world, both space telescopes and ground-based telescopes monitoring these asteroids. They are dedicated for this. They are constantly scanning the sky for these dangerous asteroids. So these are some of them. You must have heard about the New WISE. It's a space telescope. Then the Japanese Space Association, they have their own observatories. So almost all the countries have their own observatories monitoring these asteroids. These ones are used by those in South Africa, but the data we are using is from the Pan stars. This program, you don't need to have a telescope to participate. I'm going to show you the requirements later. What we do is just to analyze images from the Pan stars telescope. Then here is the Pan stars telescope. It is located in the US at the University of Hawaii. It is located there, and it scans the sky on a daily basis, and after scanning the sky, it takes images of the sky at different time intervals, at least 4 images at different time intervals, and sends the data to Isaac. Isaac, they are responsible for distributing the data or the images to different organizations, different schools, different universities that are registered, and we are registered with them. We Africans, we have our own group under the Isaac campaign. So this is the software that we use for detecting asteroids, and we're going to train you on how to use this software. Not now, but another day, on how to use this software. So this is called the astrometrical software. So these are the 4 images. 1, 2, 3, 4. This fifth one is exactly this. It's the fifth window that shows you how the data is behaving. For instance, it shows you that this is an asteroid, it is moving. You can see how it is moving. So although this one has been discovered by other people, but this is the method that we use to detect asteroids in those images. So we have our African group. We have been participating in this exercise for the past 2 years plus. And we have been engaging with different groups across Africa, different groups, and we have made a ton of discoveries. I discovered that Morocco is not there. Although I engaged with a particular high school in Morocco, but I'm more interested in engaging with people in higher education level, like universities, space agencies, astronomy organizations. I mean, those people, uh, this program will better suit them. And also to promote hands-on astronomy in
Yeah,
Africa. So,
that would be definitely us.
yeah, exactly.
Um,
So here are some of the
Hello. Can we start about? I'm
um
sorry to interrupt you. I just want to for you to inform us more about yourself. Like give us a little introduction or a presentation about you, and if you have a team, or I can say teammates or something like that.
okay. Okay. All right. I am an astronomy educator from Nigeria, and I'm promoting astronomy in Nigeria and Africa as a whole. I founded the Pan African Citizen Science e-lab to use it as a platform to disseminate astronomy, I mean, hands-on astronomy across Africa. So I have been doing this for the past 2 years. I mean, this November is going to make it 3 years. And during this time, have engaged with
Okay.
universities, space agencies, secondary schools, astronomy organizations across 40 African countries. And I hope to use this program to promote astronomy in those African countries without viable space activities. So that's
Right.
me.
That's just impressive. I was
Yeah,
I'm honored to meet you. I'm honored to meet you today.
yeah. I'm honored
It's
too.
an honor.
Honored too.
So, answering your question, yes, that would be us. I saw Morocco in the list of the countries there. Is that
Okay, that
the
was
the
the last
Morocco?
campaign. Yeah, that was that school. That was a secondary school that that
Well,
participated, but there
yeah,
are just high school students.
yeah, but astronomy is like something with the higher education, with after high school education. But like before high school, it's just stereotypes and rumors. But the hard stuff is after the baccalaureate or the high school.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Answering your question, yes, that would be us. But do you have a program for us, or something that we can?
Yes, this program. I just want to explain it. Then we discuss how your team can participate. I just want to explain the total activities. I mean, all our project because it's not only the Astro research
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we are doing.
Yeah. Would you like to keep going in the explanation?
Yeah. When I'll be done very soon. Then we can discuss further.
All right. Keep going.
Okay. So these are some of the countries that have active citizen scientists searching for asteroids. Although I have not updated it, we have more countries. More countries have joined in, so I'll update that later. So this is it. I mean, these countries, uh, some of them have made discoveries of asteroids. So this is the timetable for the asteroid search. We are about to end this one. The first one for this year. I mean, for the new academic year, started from August 10th to September 4th. I'm just going to end on Monday. Then the second one, which I want your team to be part of, is going to start from September 8th to October 4th. And we also have our October, we have to November and December. Then next year, you see, on monthly basis, we have open opportunities to bring in new members into the program. The requirements are you need a computer, Windows only, Windows operating system, could be Windows 7 or Windows 8, all the way to Windows 11. The Astrometrica can work in all Windows. Then we have you need good internet connection. Then time commitment of 4 hours per week. It is not something that you do every day. Okay, so even if you are a student, you have other courses that you are doing, you can decide to be doing it once in a week, just 4 hours. You you analyze the images in your team page, then you submit them, and you go and continue your normal business. Then minimum of 3 persons. Oh, I haven't really updated this one. I'm supposed to put minimum of 5 persons because this thing requires, you know, people. It is not something you can do alone because it is a collaborative thing. It's not something that you just do with 3 people. So you need at least a lot of people to at least to enjoy it. Then we have passion for space and astronomy and discovery. So if you have these requirements, you can participate. But no, we have teams that have Linux, Ubuntu. We give them instruction on how to install Wine. Wine will help you to run Windows programs in Ubuntu. So
We can solve that by like a virtual environment where we can invite like another
yes, exactly.
operating system
Yes, we
such
can.
as Linux
Yeah,
and Kali Linux
we have that. We have that.
or
We have,
Windows. It can be Windows, you know.
yeah, it can also be a Windows while you install it,
So
but
this is not such a problem
okay, yeah,
about the operation system.
okay, okay. So that is the.
Can
All
you
right.
receive me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you wait? Wait. My mic is off. Sorry, my mic went off and I was speaking. I heard everything you said. Do you do you copy?
Ah, all right, keep going.
Okay, okay. So these are some of the asteroids that have been discovered by our team. We have discovered, our African team have discovered up to 27 asteroids. Although none of the asteroids have been named after any of them, but they will do that in the next 5 to 8 years coming. But the most important thing is to discover the asteroid, and you can put it in your CV that this is your asteroid, and you can always verify that using your Stellarium. You can always track it using Stellarium and other softwares out there. Then we also have we promote this competition, the International Astronomy and Astrophysics competition. It happens every year from February to June. And in there we have 3 rounds. We have the qualification, we have the pre-final, and we have the final round. And there are 2 groups. We have the junior and the youth. So depending on your performance, you can go home with some cash prize and other presentations, and other presents. But where we come in is that we don't only promote this, but we support our African students who are participating in this. After the qualification round, there's some payments that you're going to make about $9. Some of our African students don't have it, and we support some of them, not all of them, but just some of them because there are many that are participating. So by next year, we hope to multiply that by 3, support more students. So I'm just showing you in case if you're interested in it. So you can just Google uh, International Astronomy and Astrophysics Competition and just read it through. Do you know about this one? Do you know about this?
Uh, about
Okay.
what? About what exactly?
About the
About the
International
international,
Astronomy and Astrophysics competition?
like personally, this is the first time I hear of it. But like, I guess the president of the association may have a lot of information about it. Like, she can talk about it with you after,
Okay.
because
Well,
like she's the like the one with knowledge about competitions and stuff like that.
okay. It happens every year. For this year, it has ended, but it's gonna come up next year. And that during that time, I'm gonna send message around to everybody.
So it's like every year thing.
Yeah, every year, started from February of every year, and it's very, very interesting.
Interesting.
You can go to their website and check past questions. Very interesting exercise. Very interesting exercise for every lover of astronomy. Anybody can participate,
Yep.
whether you are junior or under 18 or above 18. Yeah,
What are the requirements of the participation?
just love for astronomy, no other requirements. So far, you can answer the questions and submit, and it's not like you are timed. Okay, the qualification round runs for I think 3 or 4 months. Okay, so you can type it. You can mostly you type your answers. So they will ask you different questions
So
on different aspects of astronomy, which you can learn alongside. Like it is not something um, you just have to answer with your brain. Just browse it. You can learn it. You can learn along as you proceed in the competition. Then after the qualification round, you can continue with the pre-final round. The pre-final round that they give about I think 2 weeks or 1 week. Uh, they will give you tougher questions. I mean tougher questions. I mean just I'll just share it or maybe just Google it. You would find it. Or I will send it to you. I'll send the link to your
yeah,
president.
so like the competition, because the competition occurs in the virtual environment, like online.
You said what?
Is that right?
What did you say?
So is it an online competition?
Yes, online.
Is it
Yes,
like an online
yes.
competition?
Exactly.
Like,
Everything is online.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I got you.
yeah. It's online.
Yeah,
Then the third round is
these kind of competitions.
hmm?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. Then we have space arts. This is mostly for those that are very young, under 16 years. So in this exercise, we encourage teachers across secondary schools or primary schools, to tell their pupils or students to draw anything they can imagine about space. So these are some of the arts we've collected in the past. So here is a girl, a student in secondary school. She said she wants to be the first Nigerian woman to go to the moon, and when she does that, she would like to put the Nigerian flag on the moon. So it's very interesting. So it is sponsored by Space for Art Foundation. So from time to time, they collect space arts from across the world. Over the years, I mean, for the past 5 years of their establishment, they haven't been getting enough space art from African countries. So I incorporated it into our program to use our platform to spread this message. This is a very interesting exercise. Then this is astronautical start. She's responsible. Oh, excuse me. This is astronautical start. She's responsible for this. She tours around the world. She's a retired U.S. astronaut, so she tours around the world. Inspiring kids using space arts. So when the space arts are gathered, they are used to build this spacesuit here. They used to build this spacesuit, and sometimes the spacesuit is taken to the International Space Station. Okay, this is an astronaut in the ISS wearing it. Here is the International Space Station. So it is very interesting. Then we have our second project. Here we talk about astrophoto image visual development. Here we teach you how to process images from space telescopes like the Hubble, the James Webb Space Telescopes, and ground-based telescopes. You process those images to produce colorful visuals. Some of those pictures you see on the internet, we actually process, and I'm going to tell you how and why. Why do we need to process space images? Why do we need that? Is that a strange thing? You know, we all have smartphones and we all take selfies with our smartphones. I took this selfie with my smartphone, and if you look at my picture, you can see my red tie. You can see I'm wearing a white shirt. You can see my background. You can see it in real color. After taking this image, I didn't need to process it further with any software because it was okay. So the reason is because these phones or this camera is made with what we call color CCD, so it doesn't need to be processed further. But for telescopes that we use to observe deep space objects, they are not like that. If you are an astronomer and you go out there to take images of this space, when you come back and you want to see the pictures that you have taken, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see gray, black, just black like this. However, all the pixels are buried inside that image file. This image file is called FITS, Flexible Image Transport System. So it is your responsibility to process the image to produce the colorful images that you see on the internet. So we're going to teach you how to do that. That will come after your asteroid. I mean, when you have mastered the asteroid search. So you produce these beautiful images. So these images were like this at first. So astronomers or citizen scientists learn how to process the images and turn it from this to this. So these are images from the James Webb Space Telescope. These two, and this is from the Last Cambridge Observatory. This two is from the Hubble Space Telescope. So we're going to teach you. First of all, we're going to teach you how to use images from the archive, the raw images from the archive. And then, once you have learned that, we will then assign an account to you. An account, these are robotic telescopes. Robotic telescopes are those telescopes you can operate from the comfort of your home. I mean, you can control the telescope from your home. You can use it for research. You can use it for astrophoto visual development. So we have 100 hours of telescope time with the Last Cambridge Observatory. So we're going to assign you an account, and we're also going to train you on how to use it to capture images. Then, when you've captured images, you can go ahead and process the images. So this is the three projects we have for now. The three projects we have for now. So first of all, we're going to start with the asteroid hunting. Then we move over to other ones. So, any questions? Now let's discuss. Let's discuss. Um, no, can ask me your questions now.
Uh, all right. Like these are all interesting projects,
Great.
but let me introduce our organization first.
Okay.
Well, we are seven. We are seven passionate people about astronomy and space science. So we are like an association or an astronomical association interested in publishing astronomy and make it easy to get for all Moroccans.
Great.
Well, for a start, Moroccans for a start. Why not the whole world? You know. So we are seven. We are a team of seven, but like
Okay.
we can reduce the number on like the demand or the command.
Okay, I understand. The chair,
So what?
and that's a very nice association. I love that.
Yep.
Like joining forces together.
So yeah, so like an association is like all about voluntary work.
Yeah.
doing something for nothing, but like meaningfully, it means a lot of things for the society, for the development of the world.
Great.
Yep. So like for start, I would like to talk about the projects. So all these projects are so interesting, but like, what are the projects that like related to us as an association or a team? Are all
Okay.
of these three
Uh,
projects or
all
no?
of them are great. All of them are very great. I mean, the astrophoto visual development is a very great skill for space enthusiasts. So, you know, you you browse the internet or you go on Facebook, you see people posting pictures from the James Webb Space Telescope. You know, you ask yourself, how did this picture come about? You know, it wasn't like that before. It was the people working in the NASA or maybe ordinary space enthusiasts that process those images. You can do the same. So it's an important skill. And also the robotic telescope. You know, most like in the modern astronomy, most telescopes are being turned into robotic telescope. Yeah. So, and it's very simple to use. Although we're not going to do that now, we're going to start from the asteroid search. Then, when you have mastered that one, we move to these other ones. So the asteroid
Yeah.
search is
So
the
the first
basic.
project, the first project you're talking about.
Yeah, the asteroid search.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like even like from the, it seems like the most important project too. You know,
Yeah,
because like
is the most
we're
important.
facing
Yeah, it is the most important project we do in our organization. The most important.
yeah.
Yeah. Before we now talk about others.
Okay, so like because like we're facing this risk every day, you know, we're not aware of it.
Sure,
Like,
it happens all the
yeah,
time, all the time, all the time. Nobody knows what will
exactly.
happen tomorrow, honestly. An asteroid could just
Yeah,
fall,
yeah,
in a city, you know. The one that happened in 2020, in fact, the one that happened in 2022 was a shock to me. I mean, this asteroid landed in a sea around Europe. Okay, it was just discovered 2 hours before it landed. Can you imagine that?
yeah,
Assuming it was
yeah.
approaching a city, it could have, you know,
I
with the
can't even
with the
imagine.
speed,
I can't
with the
even imagine.
energy, it could just cause a lot of devastation. So, in as much as sometimes we feel like we are nothing is going to happen, but in the next few minutes, our world can just change. Something could just happen, and our world could just change. So that is why it is very important to NASA. It was Stephen Hawking that raised that alarm after the the one that happened in Russia in 2013. He called, because he believed that if we do not do something as humanity
About
to make life multiplanetary, that in the next 100 years, humanity may not be around. Something can just happen, maybe pandemic or asteroid impact or whatever could just happen. So it is important. In fact, it's one of the most important aspects of astronomy, planetary defense. We call it planetary defense.
yep, yep.
Yeah,
Like the Earth is already threatened by a lot of things: climate change,
yeah, exactly.
like no like catastrophes and stuff, and we cannot let that be a thing too. Like what happened 65 million years ago could happen any minute,
Yes,
like
exactly. It
any
can
minute of our
happen.
life.
It can happen, and everything's gonna just change.
So
So that is
this is
why.
just
And
important.
they
Yeah.
generate a lot of data, and even those working at NASA cannot exhaust the data. And you know what? They can't even use an artificial intelligence because AI is not perfect enough to identify patterns. So that they require human input for that. So and they need a lot of people to get involved. And also, you can. At the same time, use it as an educational tool, to get students busy
Of course,
with
of course.
doing
There's always
something.
room to grow.
Yeah.
There's always room to grow, and each experience or an activity that you do, it's always you learn something from it.
Yeah.
Either if you don't want to even. So, give me a brief explanation of the project number two, so we can wrap this
Okay.
up.
The project number two is the astrophoto visual development. In that astrophoto development, we are working with data. I mean, images that have been captured by space telescope like the Hubble and the Webb and the James Webb Space Telescope, because they have those images stored in their archive. So we teach you how to retrieve those data. I mean, retrieving the right data with the right filters, because you're going to download a lot of some filters where you will add colors to the filters, combine them to produce those beautiful visuals. So that is what we're going to teach you. Yeah. Then the next one is assigning you an account. Meaning the third project is assigning you an account where you can schedule your own missions, can capture galaxies, can capture clusters, then you process those images by yourself. Now, these are, I mean, if you go to the website of European Space Agency, STCL, this is, I mean, this is what they are doing. And what we are doing is we are working to use free softwares. Okay, we are working to use
Yeah, please.
free software, mean open and free source. How did they put it? Open source softwares. That is what we are after, so that you don't need to pay for any software to be able to do it. Although have done that image processing with Photoshop, but Photoshop is not free. It is
Yeah, yeah,
you have to subscribe. You have to pay for it.
yeah.
So, but
Paid a monthly or yearly.
we are
Yeah,
using I'm planning to I'm researching on other ones like GIMP. GIMP is similar to Photoshop, and GIMP is very free, although the algorithm is a little bit weaker than Photoshop. But we are just exploring of yeah other options. But that Photoshop have actually made about 13 videos, and I broke everything down to the simplest level. I mean, if you use the video, you can understand everything. But I, some of the people in our group have not used the videos to learn it, and I guess because they want live training. So, and haven't really created time for the live training, but I'm going to create that time before the end of this year so that they can learn it. Just like the way I train people on research, training people on the astrophoto visual development. So the search, we're going to hold a training uh, by next week. I have training with the Egyptian group. So by next week, we're going to, maybe the weekend, anytime you agree. It's going to take at most, at most, okay, not, I can't say at most because it depends on the learning speed, because it's a practical. So you do it, I do it, you do it, okay? So I can't really predict, but within 3 hours we should be done and you'll be good. And it's a very simple software. It is not hard to learn.
cool, cool. That's cool. So, I have a question. Like, can we choose more than one project, or we can choose only one, or we
Okay,
can work on
like I said,
this, or we can participate?
I haven't created time for. Okay, look at the reason here. We want to incorporate research, astronomy research into our project. So I'm working with a lot of people to implement that. Because of that, it's taking a lot of time. So that is why I have not started training people on the astrophoto visual development. So we are on the asteroid search for now. So until I announce other ones. So
So
can
the
you
project
take
that is
one?
available right now
Is
is
the
the
asteroid?
asteroids,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Okay. So yes, we have all the requirements, and we're honored. We're more than honored to work with you on this project. So I will just can you first share with me the presentation
Okay.
on email?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. That would
Send.
be yeah, that would be great.
Okay. Send it to Salma. She will send me your email. And I'll forward the slide to
All
you.
right.
And I'm also recording this video. I'll send you the meeting link.
As we speak. Yeah. So like it was great meeting you
Right. Me too.
today. It was great talking to you about these like hopefully successful projects and interesting.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna discuss this project between us, between the members
Okay.
and the co-founders of the association,
Okay.
and we'll be back with you in no time.
All
All
right.
right.
All right.
It was wonderful meeting you.
All right.
Goodbye.
Thank you so much.
Excuse me.
Oh.
Yes, I
Okay.
I just have one more question, a small question actually.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
So yeah, I just want to know, for example, what are the materials that we need to work on this project? For example.
Yes, the materials is just a computer
An
with
internet.
Windows or yeah,
An internet.
yeah. we'll try. غادي نهضروا في الجروب ياسين راه
Okay.
قال okay.
Yeah.
So have a good night.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you too.
Have a good night.
Have a
It
good night.
was honored to meet you.